I'm Sande Charles with FanRag Sports, joined by reporter for DevilsDigest.com, Fabian Ardaya, and we are here previewing ASU taking on UCLA. Okay, Fabian, Josh Rosen, arguably the most talented quarterback in the Pac-12. What does ASU defense need to stop him?
Something that they really did last year that worked well is they pressured him early and were able to do what they do basically whenever they have success on defense, which is get to the quarterback, rattle him, and force turnovers. And that's something that I talked about with a couple of players this week that said if you can hit him a couple times, he'll get rattled, and that sort of leads to turnovers. But if you give him time in the pocket, that's when he's at his most deadly.
Now, he is still adjusting from a spread offense to now a pro style. How is he adapting?
He's done very well. I think his stats are a little bit misleading. He's very good at making those reads and progressional reads, and that's something that is very underrated in his skill set. I think the biggest issue with this offense has been the receivers haven't really been able to get open, and the running game hasn't been getting going. Once one of those things starts to happen, I think this offense can be really, really powerful.
Now, something UCLA's offense does that's really unique is they have three inline receivers bunch up on the strong offensive line side. What can this do for ASU's defense? How is it going to frustrate them?
Yeah, it's called their gangster package, and it's something like that.
It's really called gangster package?
Yeah, that's what they said it's called. Yeah. It's gangster package. It's sort of a power look, and I think that honestly ASU is well equipped to handle it just because of the talent they have in their front seven. It presents a really power look. They do some play action passes off it, but it's really just to try to get that running game going. And if they can bottle up that running game and it gets stops in those situations, it forces them to spread things out, and that's when you can start to make some turnovers happen.
Now let's talk ASU quarterback. First collegiate start, redshirt freshman Brady White. He's more of a pocket passer, drastically different than Manny Wilkins, who uses his legs. UCLA isn't known to blitz much, but do you think, knowing that he's a rookie, they'll put more pressure on him tonight?
I think it might be actually the opposite. I think because Brady White is a guy who has shown, especially in high school, that he'll make a lot of mistakes when given a lot of time to throw. And if you can bring guys back him off, it forces him to maybe second guess himself or force throws in where they shouldn't be, and that's when they'll get turnovers. That you don't necessarily need to pressure him, because when you're pressuring him, he's actually shown he can actually handle pressures pretty well on the practice field, at least from what I've seen.
And what does ASU's offense really need to do to get him acclimated and comfortable?
I think the biggest thing that's been the issue just for the offense, regardless of who's at quarterback these last couple weeks, is getting the running game going. Damari Richards been banged up, so has Kalen Balaj. But if you can get some of those guys going, that opens everything up. But if you're just relying on the running game to happen, if it doesn't come, then that's when it gets to have some issues.
Now, the key to UCLA's defense is their secondary. What does ASU's offense really need to do?
Well, you need to focus on getting those high percentage throws out of the way early and sort of get Brady White's confidence going. And if you can sort of take advantage of some of the gaps in their defense and get some easy completions and not try to do too much, that's when ASU will have success. I think that's something that Brady White still needs to work on. He has a little bit of that Brett Favre in him where he can try to fit throws in where he can't.
Yeah. So, and that is the strength to UCLA, is their secondary, which so happens to be ASU's weakness is their secondary. What do they need to do to really step up for their shortcomings on secondary?
Well, a lot of people say the issues are personnel. They can be, because obviously if you're having a guy who's a converted running back, a corner, and you have guys who aren't used to playing the position, it's still a learning process for the team. I think the secondary will improve as the season's going on, just because they kind of have to. Yeah. If you're getting these experiences, you'll start to pick some stuff up. But the biggest thing this week is just communication, making sure that there's no blown assignments, and make sure there's no balls over the top. I think they can manage things okay.
Now, what's your prediction for tonight?
I picked at UCLA 35-24. I don't think ASU's offense is capable of scoring 30 tonight, and I don't think ASU's defense is capable of holding UCLA below 30. So I'm going to go UCLA 35-24.
Thank you so much. For Fabian Ardaya, I'm Sande Charles with FanRag Sports.